Did you like high school when you look back on it all? Were you like, high school? What a fun time.
Hold on one second. There's someone who's wrong in the chat. Hey, Handlebar.
Uh-oh.
Holy shit, Dan is so dumb. How the fuck is a platypus a mammal? Hey, guess what, retard? It is a mammal, okay? Go back to school, kid. That's a big L for you. Anyways, what were you asking about school?
Do you look back fondly on high school or no?
Well, I dropped out of high school. So
Wait, how did you drop out of high school? Explain what that process was like. Were you like 17, 18?
I was 16.
16. Don't you have to go to school? Is it right until you're 16 or?
No, you can drop out earlier. You just say that you're gonna do homeschooling.
Your parents were okay with that?
Well, I was a fucking shit show. They were just like, okay, you need to get out of the house, and I did.
What was the first place you moved to?
Some like fucking scuffed ass apartment in like a farm town.
How did you afford it?
My parents were helping initially.
Okay.
And then I got a job working at a convenience store. And then I worked at Dunkin Donuts. Oh wait, no, Dunkin Donuts was before that. I worked at a convenience store. I was a telemarketer for a little bit. What else did I do? Convenience store, telemarketer. I know I had other jobs, but fuck me, I can't remember them. Yeah. Man, the telemarketer shit. Oh, I worked at a factory for a very short period, like 2 months maybe.
What kind of factory?
It was called Universal Tube. They made fucking tubes. And that was literally my job. I took the tubes from this place and moved them to that place, and I did that for 12-hour shifts every day. Okay. Well, 4 days a week or something. Yeah.
Tube and Dan.
And that was it. Yeah. Well, listen, there's a lot of my life is dope now, but it was not dope back then, in the words of Kanye. I delivered appliances. Yes, I delivered furniture right after I got out of the Coast Guard. Worked for some fucking shitty furniture store in New Orleans, and I had a fucking I had a Dodge Dakota pickup truck, and I worked by myself. And people would like buy a couch, and I would have to like, I guess I would take someone sometimes. I must have, because I couldn't. It's not like I could move it all by myself every time. But I moved it. God, I was fit back then. I was thick. Ah, man. That was a strapping young Dan back in those days, I'll tell you what.
No thoughts?
I mean, listen,
what about cheating?
There's
a
line
that cheating.
Oh, would you ever date somebody that cheated on a prior partner?
I don't. Well, first off, I don't know if you would know that coming in. And if they told you, probably not, because that's probably the wrong thing. But finding out after, I don't know. I guess you'd play it by ear. Yeah, it's a challenge.
But would you ever date somebody that they left their partner for you?
Ooh.
I did that with my wife.
Ooh.
I was
damn.
With another. I was
stolen
with another
goods.
Girl. No, I'm the stolen goods.
Yeah.
I was with this girl because I was still in the Coast Guard at the time, and I was sneaking off to this bar on Bourbon Street in New Orleans. And well, not sneaking off, but I was going to the bar, and I was already in a relationship. And I saw this.
Sounds like sneaking
woman.
off, but okay.
Saw this beautiful woman there, and I had to have her. And you know, I was already in a relationship a little bit, but yeah, that was my wife. That was the bartender, and
Yikes.
yeah, I guess I cheated on my current girlfriend, but not really, because I broke up with her as soon as my wife said like, okay, we can go on a date. I broke up with my.
So you asked out another girl while you were dating another girl?
But the second she said yes, not the second, but like within a day, I broke up with the other one.
If she had said no, would you have stayed with her?
Then you would have stayed with her other girlfriend?
Of course. That's being pragmatic. Why
Space juggler, yes!
Yeah.
Yes, Dan! Finally!
Not stupid.
I'm glad it worked out for you. We always look for the exceptions, you know?
I don't think that's the exception. I think that's probably usually how it works that way.
Yeah.
Wait, most relationships start that way? Or just like when you leave one partner for another that it like lasts?
I don't think it's like an exception that just because like I don't view what I did as cheating because I think that's reasonable. It's not, right?
Okay.
It's like I don't
would
know.
your first partner have considered it cheating?
She would have not been pleased.
Do you think when you guys broke up and did she ever find out? Did she call it cheating? Did she say to her friends?
She never knew.
that he cheated on me? Or
Dan
she
was
never said
trading
that?
up the whole time, and she was totally in the
Trading up.
dark.
It's turtles all the way down.
That's actually one of my favorite questions, Kyle. I always do that. When I never, ever, 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 if I'm hitting up a girl, I never say, "Are you single?" I always ask, "Would somebody be upset if you said you were single?" It's a way better question. Because sometimes
That is
people,
a good question.
sometimes people are like, "Oh, you know, was it cheating?" I don't think so. Is there someone else that thinks it'd be cheating? Oh well, it's a more difficult question to answer.
Yeah, you get the hesitation immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like,
If you haven't fucked someone else or even like kissed someone else, I'm just talking about like first date shit. Like you just asked someone out on a date, they said yes, and you break up with someone else. Is that really cheating? Is that like, oh, he cheated on me? Or
Well,
is
hold
it
on,
more
if you
like
hadn't even
broke up with
kissed
me
or
for another
anything, the
girl?
other person, you're like not even dating them. What are you talking about?
Well, no, it's like, hey, let's go on a date, and I was like, okay, that was the moment that I left the other girl.
I think a lot of people would consider talking to another person romantically with the intentions to go on dates with them cheating.
Absolutely.
It's
Dan
not
is
as
a
bad
cheater.
as cheating as sleeping with somebody, but I think if you and her would both agree that that's kind of cheating, then I would say it's definitely cheating. Yeah. I feel like cheating is mostly determined by the relationship, not by anything else.
Someone in YouTube chat said, "You don't go shoe shopping barefoot." Jesus Christ, guys, what's wrong with you?
Well, what can I say?
Well,
Don't
you're a
hate the player,
cheater.
hate the
That's
game.
what we can say.
No.
Play stupid
my
games and
options
win
open.
stupid prizes. I mean, you won a good prize, so.
Well,
Yeah, it was worth it.
But did she?
Right.
That's the question. Did she
That-
win? a
yeah,
good
where's
prize?
She was a fucking bitch anyways.
Your wife,
with
Dan?
her.
What
No,
the fuck?
no, not my wife, the one before my wife.
You
Why
know
do you
where
think?
she ended up? She happy?
Probably fucking dead at this point.
Jesus
Yeah. Holy
Christ,
shit.
Dan! You killed her when you left her, or what?
Wait, so
She
did you
can't-
dislike
Once
her
you're with
this
me,
much?
there's no point going on living. You might as well end it.
True.
Have the
Once
best
you are
there
with
is.
Dan, it's time to die.
Yeah, there's nothing else to live for.
Exactly.
Did you
If
hate
you
her? Did you hate her this much when you cheated on her, or?
This is why he cheated on her. No shit.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I feel like if you dislike your girlfriend this much, you probably should have just dumped her. Right?
I didn't dislike her that much. I just didn't like her that much.
He said she's a bitch.
She was a bitch,
I believe you.
but she was my bitch.
Ah, good one.
You know how long I've been married?
How long?
How long do you think?
I want to say 15 years, probably.
It'll be 20 years soon.
Oh. Wait,
Yeah, that's right.
how old were you when you got married?
19.
Jesus
Wow.
cringe.
How old was she?
He was 18.
Yikes.
Wow.
Are you sure she wasn't 17, Dan?
Oh my
I'm
god.
sure.
Wait.
She was.
If you guys got married at those ages, you must have met her
Yeah.
when she was underage.
No, I met her when she was 18.
Really?
That's so-
She's 18. She was 18 when you got married. And you met her and she was 18. You married her within 1 year.
I got married within 3 months.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Toxic.
Is this a
Groomer.
relationship?
How did you
Groomer.
know?
I think that's really beautiful. I wonder in settling into your relationship, I'm sure there's been temptation before. Obviously, you like went through your 20s together, and that's like a very sexually
I've never had problem. We have to keep in mind when I met my wife, I was pretty poor. I mean, unironically, I was in the Coast Guard. That is the only job I had. Then I left the Coast Guard, and then I worked as a valet. Like literally
Oh, my
fucking
dad did
parking
that
cars.
Yeah,
And so I was super poor when I married her, and she was working as a bartender, and she made a ton of money.
Whoa.
She waited a
That's
ton. Dan?
literally my parents met each other in the same way, bartender and valet. That's strange.
Yeah, and shortly after that, I started making a lot of money. But like, even though I was at that position, I was never this thought where like I would blow up my shit for like 3 minutes of like fucking. Like I know myself. I'm not like 3 to 5 minutes. I'm not gonna, bro. No thanks. I don't want to live a lifetime of regret or like nervousness. It's so like I'm a very as far as Jewish stereotypes, the one thing I do is I worry a lot, and I like the idea that I don't even have to stress or worry about my wife finding out about this. And if I did it, I'd be a nervous wreck. Like my entire life, I'd be thinking, oh, I should just tell her and everything else, and it would fucking consume me. So it's nice to not have that at all. It's better than fucking Gal Gadot,
That
over
makes
the
sense.
fucking couch or something,
Because that's
Mark
an option
Twain
for
has
Dan.
What is it? Are your parents still together?
No, they got divorced when I was younger.
Oh, interesting. What age were you?
I don't know, 4 or 5 or something.
Oh wow. Did they co-parent well?
Not really. They fucking hated each other for a little bit. It was pretty fucking crazy, but now they're fine.
Interesting. Because usually, I mean, you won't see people. I mean, usually that's like a generational curse, right? But I wonder, like, what values do you have in a partner, like a collaborator? Like, what's your biggest thing?
Well, my wife is very smart. She just got her PhD or Psych D. Um, she's been in school for a really long time. We both like cats. We both like warm weather. We like having nice food and traveling. That's all very, basic bitch type of shit. But, I think the important thing is that we really like family and we like having a good life. And I've been really fortunate
Simple.
with the stuff that I've done that I've been able to do that with very little stress. And I think that I value that above all else to the point where I've given up on a lot of business opportunities and things like that that could possibly fuck my life up on that front by having to do things. So that would be the biggest difference. Is I think a lot of people have this chasing money or chasing fame type of thing pretty heavy.
Mhm.
And I realize I'm not going to be Bill Gates, right? Or Bill Gates isn't even the richest guy anymore, but whoever, Elon Musk or fucking Bezos or whoever, I'm not going to be richer than those guys. I'm not going to be more powerful than those guys. I'm not going to be the president. So if that's the case, why continue to go get more money and more influence and everything? What is my goal? My goal should be to have enough money to do whatever I want all day. What I want to do right now is like hang out with my kids and like fucking play Rust and shitpost and like talk with Destiny and do other stuff. And I have that fucking on lock. My kids can go to college. Like why would I want to do anything different? Why would I want to change anything else? So that's kind of the values in this house is like don't chase money for money's sake. Don't chase work for work's sake, and do what feels good, but be responsible.
No Bugattis for Dan.
No Bugattis. We drive a scooter. I could easily afford Lamborghinis and Ferraris and shit like that, but I have a fucking RAV4 and a scooter.
Base.
Nice. That's incredible. How old, are your kids older or younger?
I have a 8-year-old and a 12-year-old.
Oh, okay. So you guys waited a little bit to have kids then.
Yeah.
Do you think that was a good idea?
Well, it doesn't matter what you do. Money is the thing that really destroys relationships more than anything else. Not having money. I mean, and I was very lucky. I made a lot of money when I was, 21, 22. That like, I got very lucky. And as a result of that, if you have a lot of money, you can your relationship's a lot easier to not fuck up. Like I'm in my late 30s now. And I think it's not much different than when I was in my late 20s. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think we can all learn something from someone with a 20-year marriage.
No, I don't think so. No.
You could.
No, I actually, this is super based. Talking about humanizing people, Dan is way more humanized. I thought he was this like nefarious mustache twirling millionaire.
Don't love the fact that he
degenerate.
entrapped some poor fucking girl who didn't know any better. Okay, at
Oh
18
my
years old and
Well,
marrying
he
him.
also spent-
That he's some
he also
fucking
spent-
master philosopher of life. Okay, be careful. Don't fall for that trap.
Hold up. But okay, were you enlisted in the Coast Guard or were you an officer in the Coast Guard?
Enlisted. I dropped out of high school.
Yeah, so he ate a bucket of shit for 4 years straight. That endears me. Endears him to me.
Not 4 years. We got out a little bit early, but that's another story.
Oh no!
Wait, did
I got an honorable
to school?
discharge. What's that?
Okay.
Yeah,
Your wife
Should
went
you
back
have?
to school.
2 questions here. What's the
Sorry.
first one?
Should you
Your
have?
your
Oh, sorry.
your wife went back to school.
She did. So my wife was born in the Soviet Union.
Jesus.
Whoa.
And
That's
Oh,
crazy.
wow.
at 18, she came to the United States on a
And you just
4-month
scooped her up. Jesus Christ.
She came on a 4-month work-study arrangement where she was supposed to go to New York, but that got she couldn't do it, so she chose Bourbon Street because everyone knows it's New Orleans apparently.
Oh my god.
So she went there, and then she was going to spend 4 months. So you get a job while you're there. And originally she was working in a hotel, and she hated it, so she quit. And then she started working on Bourbon Street, making a ton of money as a bartender because she continued to be a very attractive lady. And I was a underage, meaning not 21. Guy who was trying to hang out at Bourbon Street, so I had a fake ID, and I had to keep trying to sneak into this bar she was at over and over and over again. And the problem was the fake ID that I had wasn't the real fake ID; it was a real ID from my friend who was 6'2" and looks like a fucking retard. So whenever I tried to walk in the door, I had to stand on my fucking tippy toes and make my face kind of look like him. And it was like, this is not the same fucking guy. Like, I just had my friend's ID, and I was like, like this, doing the facial expression he was trying to get in. It was really difficult. And this fucking bitch, my wife, I kept giving her my phone number, and she wouldn't fucking call me. And it took like fucking... I kept going back, and I was like, you know how fucking difficult it is just to get in the fucking door in this place? And she, yeah, anyways, like after like...
Plus you basically stalked her and forced her to call you back.
Well, after, I would say today, after today, I don't know, like I feel like you'd probably get in trouble for doing that, for sure. Like, you know,
yeah.
Keep giving your number, like take a hint.
Romance is dead today. Okay.
Yeah, romance is dead. All right, what happened to like dog chasing a cat type of thing? So, but anyways, that was how that situation went, you know?
Hmm.
That's cute.
All right, so did you deserve your honorable discharge from the Coast Guard, or was that something that you you negotiated?
No, I had an honorable discharge. It was just, you know...
He didn't ask if you had one. Yes,
yeah, I know. I was being obtuse to avoid the question indirectly.
Oh, a little snaky. A little snaky. Some
no,
Jewish snake behavior.
Not snaky. Sneaky. Okay, you're the snake. I'm the sneak.
No,
you pursued your wife while you had a girlfriend too, right? So you kept.
Oh, true.
I did. I had a girlfriend, but the second she said yes, I broke up with her.
How you get him is how you lose him.
But you kept insisting with your
wait,
number.
I remember
so
this.
You were
hold on, it's coming back to me. Wait, before I forget.
Else.
Before I forget, I remember how it all went down. I had continued to drop my fucking number to my wife over and over and over and over again. She wouldn't fucking call me back. But then, I was at Red Lobster with my girlfriend, Gracie, who was like a... Oh, God, she was like a backup cheerleader for the fucking New Orleans Saints or something like that. And she was like super apparently that's
like
the thing.
How she was a backup girlfriend for you. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, she was at the time. Super redneck. Really redneck. And not at all like me. Like, had the redneck accent and everything. I remember I was at a Red Lobster with her, and my and she went to the bathroom, and my phone that I had was a Trio 650, which is a really old phone, and my wife at the time was texting me like, "Hey, you know, this is the bartender from the bar. I want to go and meet up with you." And I was texting. I was super excited, and I was texting with her, and I didn't realize it. My fucking girlfriend was right behind me, and she was like, "Who are you texting with?" And it was the most awkward thing that's probably ever happened to me in my fucking life at that point. I was like, "Oh, no one," but she knew, and that was the end of the relationship right there. That was not good.
Wow.
Oh God, just thinking about it.
You know, we've all been there before.
That whole situation.
So, do you think your family would have approved if you married the backup cheerleader from the New Orleans Saints?
No, that she was dumb as fuck, for sure, and she was a slut.
Based, yes.
Yeah, that's why I didn't care about her. She was just like, you know, it was like a temporary.
Oh, not based, Dan. Not based.
I'm calling it like I see it, you know. Yeah.
Slut
different
shaming.
Times.
Unbelievable.
Not slut shaming, just calling it like it was, you know.
Just slut asking why.
Yeah, and yeah, who was the slut who kept persisting with his phone number?
Well, you know, sometimes when you see the one that's the one for you,
wow, all men
you know
are
it right away. I knew it. I saw her. That was my my catch that I could have for the rest of my life, and I wasn't going to let her go. So that was it. Sometimes you notice that you don't let it go.
And you're above that temptation now, Dan, or what?
Well, now I'm content. You know, now it's about pros and cons board, right? Pros, I get 20% better than I had. Cons, I lose half of my revenue. My wife hates me. My kid hates me. That's easy to fucking do. You know what I mean? If Gal Gadot's knocking on my door, like, Dan, I see you've talked about me online. You say a lot of good things. I want to do some moves. I'm like, listen, bitch. I didn't like the Wonder Woman that much, especially 1984. It's not going to work. You got to do that. There's nothing left to gain. You know what I mean? My life is already so fucking good.
Oh, I found some crayons for you.
What, for Dan to eat them since he was in the military?
What are you saying there? Let's go ahead and really put some spice on. Let's put some spice on that career of yours, Taybor. What are you saying about proud, hardworking military men?
He wasn't talking about proud, hardworking military men. He was talking about people in the Coast Guard. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That was... They made a really good Coast Guard movie with Ashton Kutcher, didn't they?
What, Baywatch?
What?
Wait, what's there?
Oh wait, never mind. That wasn't the Coast Guard. I think that was the Navy SEALs. Never mind.
The Perfect Storm
Yeah.
was a good movie.
Remember, that was a good movie, guys. This was about Coast Guard.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tabor. I didn't want to.
You're looking for the job? Oh.
No. Like,
Dan's got one. He's
tell
gearing
me
it back.
more
Here it
about
comes.
the branch of service that you served your country with. I want to hear about it.
Yeah, the NFL.
Yeah, that's not a real branch,
You
okay?
got
I put my
hella
life
support.
on the line. Okay?
I put my life on the line every
You were
fucking
already
game.
brain damaged going in. You're fine.
Jesus Christ.
That's fucked up, dude.
Dan, what the fuck is wrong with
Wow.
you? Why would you even think that's funny to go there?
CTE, an immutable characteristic for an NFL player.
Just
You said military people eat crayons, okay?
No, I said Coast Guard members eat crayons.
Yeah, that's a protected form of the military.
come out here, buddy.
I can't say the joke I want to.
Just say it, dude.
I can't.
Why?
Just can't. Water police. Hey, get out of that water! But if you're a mile further out, we can't do anything.
Tabor, do you feel like you're in a position? Do you, in your long snapper position, think that you're in a place to like talk shit about other people and their employment?
Imagine you're in the water and you're like, oh no, I think my jurisdiction ends on that wave. I'm sorry. I'm done.
I don't give a shit. I was in this shit fucking 20 years ago, and I fucking hated every minute of it. I don't know why you're like, I got him. Okay, I don't care. Good, fuck the Coast Guard. And fuck both of you. Thank me for my service right now, Tabor.
Fuck you, Dan. I hate your service. I'm
No,
a Cuban. You know
thank
what you
me.
guys do? You send my people home, okay? I don't appreciate your service. You're racist.
Wait, that's literally you.
Literally
Did you
what?
download a mod?
No, I fucking... What do you mean it's literally me?
That looks like you.
Yeah, no shit, because he's a white guy with facial hair.